Welcome everyone to Constantly Calibrating. I'm back to host you again this week. My name is Brad. We have a short crew this week, but we have a guest coming to us from, I'm not sure because we still haven't actually talked to each other that much. we have from Twitch, I'll say, Superblake.
That works.
So, nice to have you on and help us fill in at the last minute.
Nice to be here. Always glad to help out some friends, and Constantly Calibrating feels like home, so why not?
It should be home.
Awesome.
We like you a lot.
Of course, my partner in crime, this is almost feeling like a classic throwback show, almost, Joshua.
Yeah, I had to throw someone else in just so we didn't get too buddy-buddy and start liking each other more, you know? It couldn't have that.
You guys couldn't have like a full-on two-man nostalgia cast.
We did that like 6 months ago.
The funny thing is he's not wrong. Like, when we get too much time with each other, we start agreeing too much and nothing gets done. We never have any dissenting opinions and nothing good happens with the company.
So you guys just sit there and talk and they're like, yeah, that'd be great. We could also do this. You know, that's a great idea. We should do that. And then you talk like that for an hour.
No, that
for 2 years.
That was almost 2 years of the podcast after the original founder left, but before Justin joined. And
that does not surprise me at all.
Which is why whenever anyone asks, hey, you know, I'm really starting to enjoy your new episodes of your podcast, I think I'm going to go back and listen to the old ones. I just say to them, listen to 1 through 20. Then skip to about 150. Nothing good happens, really. I mean, there's decent stuff in there,
nothing good happens after episode 20. That should be your guys' motto.
It's pretty similar to an old one, actually. Well, nothing happened. It's not after. It's just that span was,
rough.
Shit. It was problematic. Let's go with that.
It was just holding down the name.
It was holding down the name while we were figuring shit out. But yeah, so just for a little bit of background, I know Blake because we used to bump into each other in the old media room of RTX.
Used to? I mean, we still fucking do.
Well,
it's only been like
a year.
A year since the last one?
Well, yeah, but okay, used to being in the sense of prior to this, fine. You know, but yeah, we bumped into each other all the time and, you know, hung out, and it turned out like I really like his content, so whenever anyone asks, hey, who are your favorite male streamers, I just plug him, and, you know,
that's
him,
me.
Justin, and Cutright, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know, it's cool. We've talked about this, but it's one of those things where like your peers, very rarely do you ever get the time to sit down and like actually view their stuff or consume their content because everybody's busy making their own shit.
Yeah.
But it's always good to hear from you and be like, hey man, that stream was rad. And it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you, Josh.
Oh, no problem. I hate that I never caught more of your Mass Effect stuff. But I mean, I watched the last, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours of your Mass Effect 1 stream, and it was like replaying Mass Effect for me, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was great.
That was an experience. The best thing that I can say about Mass Effect at this point is that it's an incredible story, and it's fantastic, and it's an okay game.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty accurate, particularly as the series goes on. Look, Constantly Calibrating. I love Mass Effect, but there's a reason why progressively as the games went on, I have less hours played. There's a reason why I have less character played. Like the original game, I played as much of it as I did because it was new. The concept of transferring saves was like a foreign idea. It didn't exist yet.
Right.
So it was like, I don't know what I have to do. Let me just do every variation fucking possible and, you know, rack up 700 hours of playtime in this game. 2 came around and we saw what it actually was, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what we expected. So, okay, I'll do like 5 or 6 playthroughs. Mass Effect 3 came around and it was like, that's a great game. I feel fulfilled and completed. I guess I'll do one more playthrough. And then now Andromeda's out and it's like, I played it once and I'm like, I'm good. I'm like, I love this game. It's my favorite of the entire Mass Effect series, but I don't think I'll ever play it again.
Well, isn't it like the most dense of the series?
It has the same problem as Dragon Age Inquisition has, where it is just, there is far too fucking much to do. The difference is Dragon Age Inquisition had a lot of bullshit quests that you can ignore. All the Mass Effect Andromeda ones are actually good. Like 98% of them are legitimately well-written, well-crafted things, but they have no bearing on anything really. And it's like, I like the dialogue, I like the stuff, but I don't want to do this ever again. But I'm obsessive compulsive about missions in video games and RPGs, and I know I can't control myself. So here we are again.
Right.
Yeah. I need to get back to that game if I could stop playing Destiny, but
Well, at this point, I'm gonna.
I'll get back to it.
Okay, the thing with Destiny though is that you have to set a goal. Like you have to set like I'm gonna 100% all the achievements, and I'm gonna get my favorite character to level 400, and then I'm done. And then at that point, when you reach that goal, you stop playing. You just stop. You don't play anymore.
I can't help myself.
Yeah, Brad's obsessive.
So, let me get your background. Have you played it recently?
Destiny?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was streaming it at least within the last week. I know I watched part of.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just gauging your knowledge base here. So I got my Age of Triumph shirt, and I'm like, I could play this again on PlayStation.
Oh my god.
You poor man. Oh my god. I did the same thing. Right before the Taken King came out, I was like, I have it on Xbox, and I've put maybe like 1,000 hours into it on Xbox with my buddies and my raid group and everything.
It's not hard to do.
Yeah, right. And I haven't even played with like the guys that I hang out with, in real life. So, they're all on PlayStation, and I need to buy a PS4. I'll just buy the Taken King one. I got like 30 hours into the PlayStation version of Destiny and was like, nah, I'm good.
I made that same mistake, which is funny because I'm doing it myself again.
Oh, God.
I was like, I'm gonna buy it on Xbox, and I only know like one dude playing on Xbox, and all my friends are like, we just got a Taken King on PlayStation 4, it's awesome. And I'm like, it's on sale this week for half off, why not?
Right.
Played it for like 3 days and didn't pick it up again. But it's gotten a lot better, so I think I'll get my money's worth out of it this time, considering I got it on sale again.
Oh, dude, if we're going like hours played to money spent,
it's easy.
God. It's like you paid a penny for game time. You paid 1 penny for 1 hour of game time with the amount of the ratio there. Like
this is why I like MMOs, because you buy them once. And I know people will argue that Destiny is and isn't an MMO, but it fits the same genre space.
Yeah.
So as far as the value, gathering the value like that, it's the same thing basically.
Right. I mean,
it's the same effect.
It's MMO light, spelled LITE.
So before I turn this into Destiny 2 podcast part 2,
please don't. I take it.
We're here to talk a little bit about Nintendo being wonderful and stupid, and some pre-E3, our last call for E3, as you will.
More or less, yeah.
I'm really surprised we haven't seen more on that, but I want to knock this Nintendo thing out real quick, so that we can just dig in. Nintendo updated their online plans over the past week, and they've improved. And they're also still fucking stupid as far as their chat solution goes.
Is it still a separate app?
Oh my god, have you not seen the picture?
No,
he's probably not seen the squid picture.
So here's the thing. Little context on my relationship with Nintendo. It may or may not have gotten me ostracized from some good friends. And I basically, when the Switch came out, I had like held it like a month before at PAX South and had some thoughts, and I put those thoughts into a 30-minute long rant on YouTube. Why the fuck did we not talk to
him about this?
So, yeah, Nintendo's kind of they've been making some decisions. So, what's the squid picture? I gotta look this up.
I'm asking him to drop it into the Twitch chat at the very least, but yes, either drop it in Skype and Twitch into Skype and Twitch chat, so Blake and anyone else watching can see it.
I gotta figure out where I left it. It was probably under news posts.
I would assume news posts.
Here we go. Let me copy the image, and where you want it in Twitch chat?
Yeah, drop it in the Twitch chat for whomever, Maverick and whoever else is here can see it, but then also drop it.
Oh, wait, I have to drop the link. I can't do a...
Yeah, you need to do a link in there. So in any case, as far as the changes go, so they finally listened to people. Nintendo, or seemingly listened to people for once. Now, the subscription thing, which previously was going to be, you spend however much it was going to be a month, and which turned out to be now $20 a month for their online thing, which doesn't start till 2018. You were going to get one game that you could play for 1 month, and then you lost access to it.
Right. That was how it was before, and that was dumb. As it was, yeah.
And now it's being described as Netflix for video games, where you pay $20 a month and you just have access to a library that, Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, is right now consisting of just NES games and also potentially SNES?
Yeah, right now it's Balloon Fight, Mario Brothers 3, and like one other game. And I'm like, that's great! I have no desire to play those at all on my Switch currently, even if it has online playing. There's I dropped in the link.
Yeah,
so.
I'm looking at it. We'll get to it in a second. So, just so I'm getting this correct, $20 a month.
Year.
Oh, it's a year, not a month.
Yeah, it's like,
okay.
The yearly price is legit. I'm down with that.
I was going to say, if it's $20 a month, they can get the fuck out of my house. But $20 a year, that's brilliant. That's awesome. Considering that we pay $60 a year or $60... Yeah, no, $60 a year to PlayStation
Roughly.
or Xbox. Like, that's fair. That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't like that the library, it's only NES and SNES stuff right now. That seems kind of strange. Especially since most of the people that own a Switch right now, at least in my experience from the people that I've talked to, they're children, you know? And they're not going to really have a lot of interest in the older games. And if they aren't children and they're older guys, then they'll have either played those games in some form, or they own an NES Classic, or they own a Wii U, or they have a fucking emulator on their PC. That doesn't seem too big a draw, even for $20 a year.
I can reach my Nintendo games like right now, like 6
Right.
inches from my fingers. They're right there.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't make sense to me that that's what they're going to lead off with. If they let off with, like, hey, we have Nintendo Netflix for $20 a year, and here's Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Double Dash, and Super Mario 1 through 9, however fucking many there are.
Right.
Like, if they did that, and they released their, like, their top 10 performing games for, like, the last 15, 20 years... then people would get fucking hyped. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just...
Nobody gives a shit about about balloons.
Nobody gives a shit about balloons. That's a good way to put it.
Now, I will say, I'm on the spectrum of Nintendo fan right now and interest in this. That, yeah, I don't give a shit about the games they have currently available. And I'm a person who owns still a copy of every Nintendo system I've ever owned, so pretty much NES through... Well, it's just NES through, like pretty much on. I think I've owned every Nintendo system at this point. If Nintendo just adds Legend 7 Stars Super Mario RPG to the Switch catalog, I don't care if I'm rebuying that or not. I will be fucking all over that. $20 a month, sure, whatever. Because I'm that asshole.
Why, Josh? Why? It's one game. It's one game.
I'll pay for it for at least a month to have access to that one game.
That's the thing, though. That's how they're going to get you. They're not going to let you just buy 1 month of the service. They're going to say,
no.
Fuck you. Give me $20 for 2 years or 3 years. And it ends up being $60 for a 3-year membership to this thing that you want to play a game that you're going to play for a month and then never play again.
I mean, you're right in that regard. I mean, like, I've had Xbox Live Gold active for, since 2007 now. This is literally my 10-year anniversary of it. And I haven't touched any game. I haven't even played a game on that system in a year. Though today, actually, my Xbox Live Gold runs up for the first time ever, and I'm done. So.
I don't know when mine runs out, but it's time to renew.
Xbox is sending me a fucking email like every 35 seconds, I feel like.
Yeah.
Please come back, touch my balls.
They're a little
needy.
I wasn't going to say needy. I was going to say desperate.
Yes.
To keep people on their online platform and doing things. Yeah. Right now, if you buy a year of Xbox Live, they'll give you 3 months for free. And if you do it through if you do it through GameStop, GameStop will give you 3 months for free. So essentially, you buy 1 year and get 6 months for free.
Really?
And they're trying really hard to, like, push that in everybody's faces, like, hey, renew, and then forget that you're renewed so that we can get more money from you later. But,
renewals and all that fun stuff. But we're kind of going through stuff, and I got a question that I asked earlier that I'm trying to now find my question of you guys and of anyone else. So we want to talk about E3. We mentioned that at the top of the show. We're going to do pre-E3 stuff. So I just have one question. What is the one announcement that can be made at E3 that will make you lose your shit? And I mean that in a good way. Like that one off-the-walls random thing that's just going to make you just like, we're going to be doing a live stream thing. You're just going to flip your desk and just, just lose your mind. Essentially what happened to me when Kingdom Hearts 3 was originally announced like 4 years ago. And
the hype is so dead for that game now.
I have no desire. I don't give a flying fuck anymore. I'm at this point.
I mean, did you guys hear that they're thinking about making it episodic?
Yep, I've heard it. Yep,
Really?
Yep.
That's the quickest thing to make me not buy Kingdom Hearts 3.
I wouldn't I like episodic stuff, and I wouldn't fucking touch it.
I can't do it, man. I can't. Like, if they fucking make Kingdom Hearts 3 an episodic game, I'm not giving Square Enix any of my money, and I will happily buy that game used.
Uh-huh.
But the Game of the Year edition, like 2 or 3 years from now.
Two or 3 years from 2020 when it comes out. Let's be clear here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When it gets delayed for like the 9th time and then finally makes an appearance. But no, man, Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 getting a release date that's sooner rather than later would blow my mind.
It would make me laugh my ass off.
It'd be pretty fucking funny. Brad, what crazy shit could happen at E3 that would make you just flip all your accessories?
Here's my problem. Like, I don't have anything right now. Like, I'm still coming down off the high that was Breath of the Wild. Because you have to understand, like, Zelda is my game. Like,
right.
I'm a Blizzard guy through and through. But if you throw me a new Zelda, I will stop playing whatever I'm doing to go play the new Zelda. There have been disappointments. We don't talk about Triforce Heroes. But Breath of the Wild, to me, was the pinnacle of Zelda gaming. And I'm happily awaiting the DLC for that game, regardless of what people think of it. So, I'm kind of like, I've seen the best there is. You're gonna have to really shock me. Like, I'm interested in this Bethesda rumor on the true, like, I can't even, Starfield?
Starfield, yeah.
Yeah, Starfield, like, their space age, sci-fi version of Fallout and Elder Scrolls. That kind of has me interested. I really want Scorpio to not only blow me out of the water, but like have some amazing titles backing it. We know Crackdown 3 is coming, and we love Crackdown 3 here at Constantly Calibrating, or Crackdown in general.
I would love the idea of it, but I also feel very similar about Crackdown that I do for Kingdom Hearts, where I'm just like, I know I'm going to play it, I know I'm going to enjoy it, but I have zero hype, and I don't think them even saying one word about it will do shit to me at this point.
Right. You're kind of burnt. Josh, from what I can tell, you're kind of burnt out on the announcements and then no more announcements and then like, oh, hey, it is coming out sort of formula.
That's where I'm about at this point.
It's almost like everybody blows their load way too early these days.
I mean, we can't all be Bethesda, Brad. We can't just say, oh, hey, Fallout 4, it's set in Boston. It comes out in 3 months. Enjoy.
But that was the thing. Bethesda, I think, spoiled everyone. Even though the game didn't turn out quite as phenomenal as most people, I think, expected.
Right.
Still, that was like the massive amount of hype condensed into this like small window. Mm-hmm. I think broke a lot of fans, which people like that were just like, wait, that's a thing you could do. So my answer would be. My soft answer would be another Fable, in a real Fable.
Yes.
That Brad and I talked about this earlier. That would be one of my big things because that's just my franchise that just pains me that it's dead. But we all know it's going to come back at some point.
Right.
But my broader answer is it's not a specific game or specific title. It is give me something I'm looking forward to, but I don't even know I'm looking forward to, and then tell me it's coming out on Tuesday. but like maybe not that soon, but like that degree of thing, we already know we're going to hear, the more info on the South Park game coming out, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, cool, so it's getting delayed till next March. Gotcha. When they mentioned it's coming out in October, we're going to hear the Bethesda stuff, probably the Starfield game, which sci-fi Bethesda game, if that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. Like, we've all waited for that. But yeah. I'm far more interested in the Pokemon Nintendo Direct happening tomorrow morning. Which by the time most people see this,
it's gonna be Pokemon Stars. It's gonna be look, we combined the two games we made you buy a year ago.
Yeah, we know that's gonna happen, but I can hope for the Switch game that I'm gonna buy and forget to play after 2 hours.
Oh, hey, that's true. You could do that.
Yep. So, there's nothing really striking me, but I asked this question in the Gamer Geeks group and a couple of other groups we are in. Well, just for starters, our buddy Ryan, who wasn't able to make the podcast tonight, responded back with a new Fallout game, but from Obsidian. So essentially the people who did Fallout New Vegas. I know a lot of people are interested in that. And then we had another cool one. Well, one that really amused the shit out of me. Steve Atherton from Gamer Geeks wrote, a release date for Last of Us Part 2, but it's in 2017. And my response to that was, yeah, that would actually scare me far more than that would excite me.
Well, yeah, because you'd immediately be like, oh god, the game's shit.
Yeah, it's like they're rushing this shit out.
Yeah.
Which anyone who's expecting Last of Us 2 news or anything more than maybe a teaser trailer, no, you're not getting that game if it releases. I'm of the same opinion Colin Moore already said, a while back on when he used to be with Kind of Funny. If you expect that game any earlier than November of 2018, you're nuts.
Right.
Like, that game that's a ways off. So,
Blake, do you have something you're like excited about or looking forward to?
I mean, I have stuff that I'm excited about and looking forward to, but I've been doing this long enough and been like paying attention to E3 things long enough that I know that what I'm excited about is going to happen. Like, I know that it's going to be announced and it's going to be shown and stuff's going to happen. Like, we're going to see more Scorpio details, first of all.
Right.
We're going to see a price. We're going to see the physical box. We're going to see the actual marked improvements that Scorpio makes over anything else available on the market. I've been saying this for about 2.5 years since the Scorpio project was announced, but it's going to outdo every other home console that's been released. It just is, as far as power is gonna be concerned. And then as far as like it being a complete revamp for Xbox, I'm kind of hoping for that. Because this does not seem like a half generation update. This seems like a full, like, we're introducing a new generation of Xbox, but we're trying to be low key about it because our audience sort of expects like a 10-year life cycle on our systems.
Right.
But I mean, enough about the shit that I know is going to happen. We're going to see more stuff from Bethesda. We're going to see more stuff from EA for like Star Wars and that kind of thing, which they're going to go all in on all the campaign and like space battle shit that they've added into Battlefront 2 that was lacking in the first one. But man, something like coming straight out of left field, like holiest of holy hopes. I want some of these classic, like almost terrible, like B-level video games from the early 360 and PS3 era. I want those, or even like late PS2, late Xbox original era. I want those to get another chance. I really do. Because you can reach back into your catalog and pull something out and make it amazing, which is what we saw this year with Prey. And to be honest, like I want to see stuff like Advent Rising, which is a game that maybe like 25 people have heard of that was a precursor to Mass Effect. Speaking of BioWare and Mass Effect, I would love to see a Jade Empire style game from BioWare again. It doesn't even have to be Jade Empire. It could just be something different than just like fantasy Dragon Age stuff and Mass Effect, you know? Right. I want to see these back catalogs from these major publishers getting used. You know what I mean?
No, I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the back catalogs are like the bread and butter of these companies, but a lot of them don't really dip into it properly.
Right. And like the thing is, we're going to see like 10 new HD collections announced. Like, everybody's gonna get fucking hyped over Jack and Daxter, you know, the HD re-release. Or maybe they're just gonna straight up revive stuff like that. Like, they're reviving Crash Bandicoot in the form of the Insane trilogy, in which they remade the first 3 games for PS4, which I think is kind of neat, but also kind of why? So maybe we'll see that with Jack and Daxter. Maybe we'll see that with some other exclusives in the back catalog. But that's it. That's what would blow my mind, honestly, from E3 is these major publishers like reaching into their back catalogs and trying to revitalize some of the series that they're like holding on to with a death grip. Like that would make my day. I would be super excited to see stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's a fair hope and wish.
I know it's kind of tame, but
no, but
it'd be cool.
Like the first thing that comes to mind for me is something like I don't know, a sequel to Rogue Galaxy, maybe.
Dude, yeah. Rogue Galaxy, fucking. This is such a goofy game. But do you remember Mech Assault?
Vaguely.
There was this one Mech Assault game that was like Lone Wolf, where you could play as like the dude and jump into all the different mechs and all that stuff, and it was crap, honestly. But it was really fun, and I would love to see more games like aimed at the fun sort of arcadey side of video games. Which, aside from Nintendo, which I will give Nintendo credit, arcadey video games are the kind of games that they make well. I would love to see a return to that sort of like, we can make this fun and arcadey, and it doesn't have to be super realistic, and it doesn't have to have like real reasons for anything. You know what I mean?
Reminds me of like the helicopter games on PS1, the Thunder series. Like there was
those
Thunder
would be cool.
Strike, Jungle Strike, Desert Strike.
Well, what was that one? What was the one from PS3 that was like one of their very first like launch titles? It was Warhawks or something.
That sounds familiar.
Warhawks. It was it did like, well for like a month, and then like nobody was buying it, and I was seeing it traded in all the time.
Right. I want to see a return to like the arcadey style video game. You know what I mean?
I remember now why that didn't do well, because it was one of the first games that was online only.
People
weren't
remember
down with that shit yet.
Yeah, they were pissed the fuck off.
And now it's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I hate to do like a cut of things, but I know we were talking to Justin the next day for a while about some kind of funny stuff. No. So we're going to be doing some E3 stuff that I want to actually announce here because we haven't had a chance yet. So we're going to be doing streams of every E3 press conference. Except for the PC gaming show, because literally no one wants to deal with that.
What's wrong with PC gaming?
There's
we're
nothing
all
wrong
PC gamers. The show
gaming.
is just...
We love it. That show is abysmal every year. It's so boring. It's so awful, and just like some of the segments are so scripted, or like nobody has a fucking clue what's going on. I can't watch it.
It's really bad too, because like Computex was this last week, which is a really big PC centric. Well, it is PC centric, but for whatever reason, every time I watch any of the PC coverage from E3, I'm always like, none of these people know how to show things to PC gamers in a way that they're going to be hyped about it. Like, they're still trying to show PC audiences things the way that they show console audiences things, and so PC gamers are like, what is this casual shit? leave me, what is this garbage? And like, I get it. I understand why the E3 show is so bad. I just wish that it fucking wasn't, because there's so many good events during the year for PC gamers that they could literally just be like, hey, PAX, hey, Computex, hey, any of these other computer gaming, like QuakeCon, like, hey, can you come to E3 and basically run our PC show? That'd be great. Yeah. And they'd be like, oh yeah, absolutely, and it'd be fine. It wouldn't be like amazing, making anybody like weep with joy or anything, but it'd be good. You know, it wouldn't be crap.
That would be perfect, though. Like, you know, computer gaming show presented by Penny Arcade.
Right.
Done.
No, it'd be a very simple, very easy, not easy, but it would be a very simple way to get more viewers, get more interest. The reason we're not doing it is just simply because it's Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I work, Justin works, Ryan works. Like, literally, the only person who could make it is Brad. And if we have Brad do the stream by himself, it'll just be him being really angry that he's watching the show.
It would be.
Which could be entertaining. But at the same time,
it could be. I mean, I'm gonna like kind of watch it.
Well, the thing is, we're not gonna watch it necessarily, but we're gonna probably be, at least some of us are gonna be live tweeting it at the bare minimums, depending on the viewing availability. So, but anyways, so yeah, we're doing an E3 show, starting with the Electronic Arts thing Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific. I'm gonna be posting an image tomorrow, Tuesday, so either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm just finalizing it right now. We're going to have special guests for it. So you're going to have myself, Brad, Ryan, and Justin appearing in various different press conferences, but we're also be joined by Blake here for both the Electronic Arts and for Sony's. We're going to be joined by Chris Hernandez of Casting for Two and TeenyWeenies.com fame for Microsoft and Bethesda. I'm never letting that drop.
And TeenyWeenies.com fame. Did he like submit a dick picture or something?
No,
like,
there's a video. About? There's a video on Facebook.com/Constant Calibrating that is just that entire segment from our podcast ripped out because it's arguably the best thing that ever happened. I will send you a link when I remember.
Awesome.
It is great. One of these stupid. I was not there when it was happening. I edited the podcast, but I quick edited, so I didn't listen to it.
Yeah.
Then I listened when I was going grocery shopping a couple of days later after it was up, and almost got in a car accident because it caught me by so surprise.
It sounds dumb as hell.
It is so dumb.
Awesome.
It is so dumb. I'm trying to get a shirt designed for RTX. Honestly,
Chris had an off-the-cuff joke, and we just ran with it, and we've been running with it almost every episode since.
6 weeks, pretty much 7
Forever.
weeks now. You know, it's a permanent thing now. And then also our final guest will be for the Nintendo Switch presentation on Tuesday the 13th. We'll be joined by Jen, who you may also know as Low Zelda, buddy of ours.
I know Jen. Jen's great.
Jen's awesome. Jen's one of our favorite people. For some reason, despite being significantly more popular, she still comes and does stuff with us all the time.
Well, it's because you're great, and you guys deserve to have people come collaborate with you.
Stop it.
And hang out and do interviews and stuff.
Well, we need to have you on for more stuff and to do more stuff with you, Blake, because I hate that like your first appearance was an episode that I had to cut short like this. But
well, you and I have been talking, you know, in the background for a while about doing stuff together and working on stuff. But you know, when you needed somebody, it was fine. I jumped in. I'm more than happy to hang out and talk.
And I appreciate that. It was awesome. So that's so. For anyone wondering, my usual Saturday and Sunday morning streams I will not be doing because we're going to be doing the E3 coverage. However, Wednesday night I'll be back 10 p.m. Pacific playing a game that's on both Blake's shirt and this lovely thing I have right here.
Hey, Beat Cop!
I'm going to be finally playing Beat Cop after talking about it for like 6 months. One of my favorite games of PAX West. I'm going to finally go play this Wednesday night. And then the Mental Health Breakdown, my show on mental health awareness, is Fridays about 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, give or take. It's not a firm set time, but yeah, we're doing that. And I think that covers it. And right here, we're going to throw Justin and my and whomever's conversation review of Kinda Funny Live 3. And yes, thank you for that wonderful segue, me. So yeah, Justin and I are now discussing Kinda Funny Live 3. Justin got back from the event pretty much while we were recording the live podcast, so we're adding this in later on. So Justin, how are you doing? Just quick, simple question. How was Kinda Funny Live 3? Just the simple, short version.
Just fantastic. Worth the ticket price.
That's good. So yeah.
I mean, like, in the overall experience too, not just the show. The show is awesome, but I mean, Kinda Funny Live is not just a show; it's the community experience all around it as well.
Well, like Kinda Funny Live, people I don't think really understand it. It started particularly with the second year, now into the third year. It's less of just that like that one night show, and it's like a festival.
That's pretty much, kind of what it is. Now, is it a well-planned festival? Not all the time, but...
Look, if something that Kinda Funny does was well-planned from start to finish, particularly going up to multiple days, I would assume something's wrong with the Matrix, because love those guys, but there's no way.
But and to be clear, they don't plan anything but Kinda Funny Live. Everything planned around it is done purely by the community, which is pretty awesome. So I guess we could start, just cut this off day 1, day 2, and all that great stuff.
Sure, we can run it that way.
Yeah, so day 1, I was hit up like 3 or 5 times for money on my way to my hotel. And one of them was like, I was in a group, one's like, changed and looked directly at me and said, peso? So I didn't know how I felt about that, but the answer was the same. Sorry, don't have any change on me. And then I believe we went to Wings was the first thing kind of set up, which is ridiculous to set something up like that at, because Wings is a very small chain store. Not even chain store, but it's just like the area is small, so it's not like everybody kind of gathers around it.
Sure.
But I rolled up there, of course, not expecting anything. Expected food. Hopefully, I always wanted to eat at Wings. Never got a chance to, because last time I went was, I think, it might have been when Memorial Day was hitting and it was closed. That's probably it. But anyways, like, rolled up there, and first person I ran into is actually Cool Greg. And to go ahead and jump ahead a little bit, if you don't know, Cool Greg was recently hired by Kinda Funny, and if you need to know further, they call him Cool Greg, separating from other Greg, but he is Nick, not Nick's. Sorry, Tim's. God, they're going to hate that because they always think people confuse them, but yeah, it's Tim Getty's brother, so it is Greg Getty's. But he was just super cool just being there. He's an interesting guy. And he was just happy to talk to everybody. Of course, nobody knew he was going to be hired at this time. He did a awesome job hiding that he was going to get hired. Because he even was speaking about, it's like, yeah, they're saying Tim's telling him just pick up a little editing or something like that. Find something for him to do. But on top of editing, the guy is an artist. He released his own poster that you could have bought during an event. It looked really cool. It's kind of like street graffiti.
Okay.
Looking really nice too. But I got to talk to Greg for a while. Huge fan of wrestling. So if you ever want to hit up with him, just talk about wrestling, period, and you'll be good to go. But that was pretty much it. Spilled a little wing sauce on my pants, kind of ruined them. But, day 1. Didn't get to wear those again. So second day was kind of like a meetup at Pier 39. Pretty cool.
So, okay, Pier 39, what's that?
Pier 39 is pretty much the tourist spot to go in San Francisco. Okay. That's where you're going to find all the seals. That's where all the tours are to get to Alcatraz, even though you got to buy those tickets online.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else happened today. But that was mainly it. We met up, it's just the communities just started gathering in front of the Hard Rock Cafe. Just a small group, then grew bigger, then bigger, then bigger. They kind of just spread off and had lunch at different areas.
That's cool.
So other than that, I think the first night at the Foundry, God, there's 3 events at the Foundry. 2 were set up by Kinda Funny. No, I lied. 1 was set up by Kinda Funny. No, 2 were set up by Kinda Funny. I take that back. Or it might have been 3. I don't remember. I missed the 3rd one.
A specific number.
So many Foundries. Anyways, the first one was pretty much just a cool, just hangout. The Foundry is a bar. And what they did for this night, they had a multiple game system set up. They actually had them projected on the walls. They had a rock band set up. And for the Kinda Funny fans, they actually had the VIP area was available to them. It was just a small area. Most people just hung out on the floor anyways. But that one, Greg actually showed up. Found him later on the floor singing, pretty much going through all the Weezer track lists for a rock band. And of course, nailing it. He's playing it on expert and hitting 92%.
Yeah, you sent me a lovely video of that the night while that was happening, if I remember right.
Yeah, and then while I was talking to his wife, Jen, or however you want to say it, while I was asking, right when I asked her, it's so how's married life? Greg comes right up to her face and starts singing. She's it's like that. It's pretty awesome. Actually, run her to her a bunch. Ran to her a lot during PAX as well. And that's kind of where she remembered me from. She's like, hey, we've seen each other before. It's like we ran into each other a lot during PAX. It's like, oh yeah. So next day, pretty cool day. We got to go to IGN. I was lucky to get into a tour because I didn't have a ticket. Because by the time I knew I was going, they were all sold out. But Kirsten Slater is awesome. She threw me in her group and got to tour IGN again. And I got to tour IGN before during PSX 2015, but this was interesting because I got to see what IGN looks like before going to E3. And it is completely torn down. Like in the hallway, it's just monitors after monitors after monitors lined up. They take off the TVs from the wall and they bring those with them. They literally pack up IGN to bring it over to LA to build IGN back up in their area, in their little war room. So it's pretty awesome. And I got to talk to Per Schneider a bit, which is always awesome. And
yeah, he seems like a great person to talk to. You've told a bunch of good stories about chatting with him, and on the subject just of Kind of Funny. I mean, he has a phenomenal interview with them from Game Over Greggy's show. I don't know, what was it, like 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, and by the way, like you would think he's kind of hard to approach, but no, he's super approachable. He wants to talk to everybody. Pretty just awesome guy all around.
That's what I hear. And
also, he's one of the most vulgar people at IGN, even though they try to keep it PG content during the podcast. But he'll be the first one to throw an F-bomb. So, actually, during that, I met like a dude called Brian. Not much to say here. It's just like, I tweeted out a picture of me sitting at the desk with 3 other people. He was one of those, and that's kind of like how I shared it. Like, everybody just gave me their Twitter because it was taken from my phone. Then after that, like, we just hit it up. We actually went to go, like, have some food, have some lunch, and then, like, just had a long conversation, which I didn't expect. It's just about random stuff. And, like, talking about the industry and whatnot. Anyways, shout out to you, Brian. Later that night was Heel Kick. God, go see this movie. When it's available to you, go see it. Heel Kick is a wrestling mockumentary. If you like, wrestling period, or if you like stuff like The Office, this is essentially if The Office was like a wrestler trying to make it into professional. That's what this is, and it is hilarious. Greg Miller like produces it because it's one of those things. Like he even admits, it's like, man, it's like they invited me out. It's like usually it's like, well, they're paying to fly me, so they're not going to kill me. It's like, oh, it's an indie thing, indie wrestling movie. Oh, it's not going to be good. He's like, it was fucking good, so that's why he helped produce it.
I mean, I've heard good things, and just the concept alone makes me very interested.
It's pretty cool. Like, they actually filmed with there's actual wrestlers in it, but if you're only familiar with WWE, you may not be as familiar, but if you're familiar with Canadian stuff, specifically ECCW, you would know a few of them. Like, the wrestlers they use are from there. And actually, part of the movie was shot at an actual ECCW event, which is pretty awesome. They essentially hijacked a scene for the movie. But nobody there was aware of it, which is the, like, super awesome thing.
Okay.
Like, every audience member, they were not extras, those were actual audience members. But, so we got to see that. I just gotta say, it's awesome. It's funny. Go see it. It's highly enjoyable. Also, they showed off a game they're making called Billy Saves the World. Looking pretty awesome as well. So, I would Google it. They showed a trailer. It'll probably should be out by now. It's looking pretty interesting. The art kind of looks Vader Zimish in a great way. Or if you're more familiar, kind of like Castle Crashers and whatnot. Or, like, very Behemoth.
Yeah, I think I've seen the trailer for it. It sounds really familiar to me right now.
Yeah, we got to see a new trailer for it. But got to learn a lot of interesting stuff. There was a Q&A with directors, one of the actors, and I believe one of the writers. And as far as like the movie goes, like they spent 40,000 Canadian to make it, and it looks pretty awesome. But like they kind of like say it's a commentary on both wrestling and making documentaries, which they loved about it. And they like don't make fun of wrestling as a great sport too. They totally take it serious. Of course, like the guys there, like it is that thing. Is like you in your backyard thinking, "Oh man, I want to be a wrestler." It shows how much work goes into it, but it's just hilarious along the way. But again, Heel Kick, go see it. It's awesome.
Okay.
Day 3. Yeah, go see it now. Day 3 was food trucks. That was cool. It
was what now?
One of the meetups was at a food truck. It's called like the Spark Social, and basically it's just a bunch of food trucks there, like really good food trucks. Has some awesome like teriyaki wings or something like that, but that's not the point. Let's get to the further part, Day 3, which I actually believe was Kind of Funny Live.
Dun dun dun. Yeah, I gotta say, between yourself, Sean Pitts, and Zyger from the kind of funny community, well, Sean from IGN and Zyger from Kind of Funny, like I was just like glued to our Slack and Twitter, and it was almost like being there, and completely and utterly made me hate the three of you with a fiery passion.
By the way, Xavier Woods, fantastic host, hilarious, great rapper.
Really, that's not being able to meet him might honestly be the reason I'm the most annoyed about not attending. He wasn't really at an area he can be met at. I would have found a way, Justin.
He flew in, got on stage, did an hour or so before, and then had to immediately book it.
I don't know. I thought he was at the mill. Like I saw pictures of him hanging out at a Wings place after the.
Wings. He was at the Wings Wing thing. Crap, I forgot about that. Because I didn't get to go for that because I had some, we'll say bank issues, which got resolved. It's one of those things that oh man. By the way, pro tip: if you go to a Kind of Funny event in San Francisco and you buy merch, which is overdone by Rooster Teeth, make sure your credit card is cleared in both San Francisco and Austin, Texas, because that's what happened to me. I went to go buy one of the shirts. Square pinged Austin, Texas, and it blocked my card. Also, my vision was getting blurred that night. Don't know what happened, but made it home. That's why I decided not to go to Wings, which I also regret too. Part of the reason I didn't go is because I didn't have any money, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to be hungry too. I think I got something to eat at the hotel, but I didn't know Greg
was
Jen would be, that he'd be serving wings to everybody.
Yeah, the Max Landis was serving wings from what I hear.
Yeah, Max Landis was, which I missed out on that. Oh man, but
Kind of Funny Live 4.
Kind of Funny Live 4. But event itself was great. I think they learned a lot of lessons from last year. Because last year it's weird. It's almost like since Rooster Teeth thing was new, they were trying to meld the audience. And they had, it was a mixture of Kind of Funny things and a mixture almost said Ruby things, but that still counts. Rooster Teeth things. And it just really did not play well with the crowd. Anytime something Rooster Teeth popped up, people were kind of talking, not paying attention, didn't really care.
Well, I mean, just because they're part of a similar brand, just because they're actually friends and they work together and stuff, I mean, doesn't mean the audience is shared.
Yeah, it doesn't quite mean the audience cross-pollinated, even though there's some there. But yeah, even Jeff Ramsey was here at Kind of Funny Live 3, just all over the place, but not being recognized or not being approached, which I think he was enjoying.
Yep.
So it was very, very, very Kind of Funny focused in the best way possible. They brought up some old gems, there was an Oreo oration. Greg finally reviewed regular Oreos. And it was made for the Kind of Funny crowd so well. And I just think everybody, I don't know, it seemed everybody enjoyed the show much more this year than they did last year. My complaint is I was up in the VIP area, which is the balcony seating, and let's just say there's some people up there that they're there to support the friends and family and support people in the show, but they didn't care about the show, so they're just talking the whole time. Which the part that got me the worst is they were talking during Nick's stand-up and during Mike Drucker's stand-up. I was like, come on.
Yeah, that's obnoxious. I mean, during the louder segments, I can sort of, to an extent, get it, but the guys doing stand-up, and God, Nick Scarpino finally doing stand-up, he has been talking about that.
I was so glad he did.
As long as Kind of Funny's been around, and I am so proud that he went and did that.
Yeah, and he was nervous as hell. I got to talk to him a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, during the next event, which was the next day, which was the VIP meetup. About Kind of Funny Live 3, it's going to be up eventually. I don't want to get too much into it, even though it's live tweeted everywhere. So if you really want to know, check it out. But it's for them to tell, not for me. But we already seen the big news. They already did report. P.S. I Love You, spiritual successor, is having both Daniel Dreyer and Andrea Renee pop on it. So that was a hell of an announcement.
Yeah, they're popping up as part of it, and it's now actually an extension of the Kinda Funny morning show. It takes place right afterwards. Yep. It's its own its own podcasted thing, but it also is going to be filmed live. It's just they're not going to do the Kinda Funny morning show. They're going to interact with the audience versus I forget what the name of it is, but the game show is no real interaction with the audience, and they're going to turn off stream tips and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's going to be broader too. They're like covering everything except just PlayStation.
Yeah, it's just a broader games cast.
How can I forget this? Shout out to Andy Cortez. Holy hell, is that guy just multi-talented everywhere. The show opened with him playing the national anthem on a guitar, just looking awesome as fuck. You probably look at his Twitter. That's his new Twitter handle or picture right now. And he that thing it's something you would expect at a Super Bowl to be covered or a big concert to be covered. Andy just killed it. And that wasn't the only time he brought the guitar out too. So he's highly entertaining. He is made for the Kinda Funny audience. They did a right choice picking him and stealing him from Rooster Teeth. And he is a personality, and they are definitely letting him grow and show his own. So
it's pretty awesome.
And he's super appreciative that the audience accepted him as they should. He's doing an awesome job. Also, it did also kick off with Greg having just a Greg moment. By a Greg moment, I mean a speech. Talking about the community and just how great it is and the message he's trying to share and the stuff he's trying to kick out. It's just all that negativity you want out there. It's all about supporting each other. But Kinda Funny Live 3. I don't know what to say about the show other than that. It was amazing. Tim did an awesome job with everything they planned. I didn't think it could be better than Kinda Funny Live 2. With, I don't know how you top Cisco flipping out on the stage, but they did.
Yeah, here you are.
And finally making rock contact. Yes, they did.
That was pretty awesome. As Greg posted about it, there's a pop, and when the comment is made, but then when he actually appears, you can't. I watched the video of his thing before I watched the actual coverage of the event. I don't know how anyone heard what The Rock said. It's just deafening when he first appears.
It was because they kick it off with his music. You just hear, "If you smell," it's holy hell.
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock had a nice fun, just he was having really fun with the message he was given, but the fact that he is acknowledging Kinda Funny like that,
it's pretty awesome. Well, yeah, that the biggest movie star on the planet, I wouldn't even say argue, but the biggest movie star on the planet is acknowledging, that's pretty fucking huge.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a year for them.
Oh,
Which, by the way, tune into RTX, because I think that's pretty much what my interview is going to be about. Forget Greg, it's just the last year, because holy hell has so many things changed for them, just personally and as far as the company goes.
Mm-hmm.
But had that, and then next day, I think this is the best part of the experience for me, was the VIP meet and greet. Was amazing. They sat down for 4 hours, signing every poster brought up to them. And after every poster, which I actually have to go, the pictures were just posted. They actually have a photographer there to take the picture, and they post them all on their Facebook page. So everybody that was a VIP guest got to talk to them individually for a bit, and they try to let you stay there within a reasonable amount of time.
They gave you enough time, but they also cut you off eventually because everyone had to get through.
Yeah. So they give you a poster when you get there. They all sign the poster. And then they all get gathered. They did this 5 at a time. 5 posters go through. Then they gather and then take 5 pictures. It's a really, really well planned out. And on top of that, it's just meeting everybody in there. It was awesome. I actually got to talk to one of the couples that met on the Kinda Funny Live Facebook group. I got to talk to the couple who actually proposed during Kinda Funny Live 3.
That's awesome.
Yeah, actually we were hanging out playing games together. It's pretty cool. And just everybody was there. This was different than the other events or meet and greet events, because everybody here was there for Kinda Funny. It wasn't a mix of people that not knowing what the hell was happening, or you didn't have to guess. You knew what people were there for. You knew everybody there is the best friend. So it was just a cool experience. And then after they all signed, they all kind of parted ways and around the area, so you could meet who you want to meet. And they got through and they greeted everybody they could before they closed down. Also, Greg took the mic in the bathroom, interviewed somebody on the way in, and did a live peeing. So that was also interesting.
Yeah, my first thought when you told me that, I was like, Justin's jealous he wasn't the one interviewed.
Yeah, he's like, oh, hey, how are you? And then he's like, he's like, oh man, this is a point you're really confused. I can't tell if this is a coffee pee or a beer pee. I'm not sure.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and the event didn't end there for a lot of people. Like, the final statement was, we all went to go see Wonder Woman at Draft House. I think Cool Greg's the only one that showed up from Kind of Funny, plus Joey Noel. I believe Sean Pitts was there too, but that was kind of like the final goodbye for everybody. Plus, the fact that Wonder Woman's awesome just put a good exclamation mark on everything. I'm glad it was. Holy crap. There was somebody there was just... their reaction to how much they enjoyed it, like, God, I wish I recorded it. I'm pretty sure it's recorded somewhere. You might have to hit up Zyger's Twitter. It's probably on there.
Probably everything is recorded there in some way, shape, or form.
But yeah, that was my Kind of Funny weekend in a nutshell.
I mean, it's a pretty awesome thing. Like, so just, I mean, you've already answered the question, but let's just like a de facto thing. So, before you actually said the trip, we've been talking for almost 3 months before you actually booked it, about whether you were going to go, and you were pretty determined you were not going to go for quite a while, up until almost the final hour. So with all the all the difficulty kind of getting those VIP passes, the difficulty in finalizing your hotel stay and your travel plans, the fact that you had to fly out there alone, all that stuff, you happy you went?
Which is way more expensive than I remember planning it, but yeah.
Yeah, well, and then the fact that now you've seen your bill, are you happy you did it?
Oh yeah, actually, I was about to put a post up. It's like, I think I already did, saying it's just worth it. I regret nothing.
Well, that is pretty freaking awesome. Then, I mean, I've already said I'm pretty damn jealous of you for having gone out and done it. But that being said, there's something major is gonna have to happen to stop me from going to Kind of Funny Live 4 with you.
Yeah, Kind of Funny will end, and that's the only thing that will stop it. I
pretty much
I know Tim's probably freaking out because he's not going to know how he's going to outdo himself again.
They're going to have to hire 10 more people and just literally just announce shit.
Yep. Oh, God, because his entrance too. I forgot, they did a crowd surfing moment with Tim and Nick. Mm-hmm. And there's a point, like, they're like bringing Tim back, and Tim's like, fuck, bring it back the other way. I'm trying to direct the crowd. That's besides the point. That's just a memory that popped up. So just fun things like that. I can't wait till they edit it down, which should be hopefully sooner than Kind of Funny Live too.
Well, I mean, as long as they get it out before January, it'll be sooner. So
with the Andy Cortez there, and I think Tim knowing what he wants, it's probably gonna be out pretty soon. And to be clear, like Kind of Funny Live 2, I think was purely edited by Tim, and a lot of love was put in that. If you coming from somebody who watched that. From being there, it gave me the same feeling as I was right there in the crowd. So he put a lot of love and attention to the camera angles he switches to there and that. So I expect the same for this one as well.
I mean, yeah, definitely. But now that they have a bit more of a team, I mean, between Tim's obviously going to work on it since it's his baby, but I mean, they'll
have Tim, they'll have other Greg there, and they have Andy as well.
Yep. So it's like I imagine they're gonna get it fast. Plus, they have now other people covering other departments and other shows, so that these people aren't required to work on a specific show and leave the other stuff to the wayside. And I just found your picture.
Oh, nice! I have to go look for it myself.
I'm literally gonna share it with you on Slack, so you don't have to search because it's a ways in.
I imagine. No, I think I was halfway.
Oh wait, nope. That did not. I don't think that worked.
I'll get it. Like, yeah, I got in there at the 2-hour mark, I think, and they were sitting there for 4 hours, so that sounds about right.
Yeah, so, that did not work, my sharing. Anyways, so, that being said, any final thoughts you want to put on the whole Kind of Funny, Michigas?
I love the community, I love the group. If you are a fan of Kind of Funny, definitely make Kind of Funny Live 4. You won't regret it.
I mean, I think that there's no better words said than that.
And also just to meet a bunch of cool people, too. That's the real reason why you're going.
I think also very true. So, awesome. Well, so we're going to throw it back to myself, Brad, and our special guest, Blake, to pretend that they have any idea what we talked about, because we recorded that 2 days ago.
Okay, throw it back. I don't know what direction it's going, but we're throwing it.
Woo!
That way?
Yeah, we're going to go that way.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to stop recording.
That way.
Wasn't that an awesome discussion about Kinda Funny Live 3?
I hope it was.
It's Justin and I. It can go either way.
I don't know. I wasn't there, but I bet it was awesome.
There you go. Perfect. Okay, Brad, you want to do the outro stuff?
Sure thing. Once again, thank you for joining us, Blake. Where can we find all your stuff? Plug yourself for a minute, man.
Please.
I am super easy to find. If you go to google.com and you put in Superblake, I'm the first thing that pops up. But if you like the direct path, you can go to twitter.com/Superblake_01 or twitch.tv/Superblake. All the stuff that I do gets posted to Twitter. And if I'm not tweeting, I am probably streaming. So that's how that works.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And I do recommend his streams. He's very entertaining and quite lovely and good to his audience.
Oh, thank you. I try to be good to my audience. I really wouldn't be much without them.
Exactamundo. I don't know why I say exactamundo.
So yes, thank you again for stepping in. As for our audience, we thank you for joining us, be it the live or recorded portion of the show. We are here every week, Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And of course, you can find us everywhere else on the internet. We have constantlycalibrating.com for now. We have ConCalPod on Twitter. We are on Facebook as Constantly Calibrating. We have also Instagram, Constantly Calibrating. And youtube.com/ConCalPod for all of our archives.
If anyone's wondering, Brad is literally reading the bottom banner.
I'm so not doing that. I would never do that, man.
No.
Totally got it all memorized here because it's all the same. There's no variations in where to find us whatsoever.
Most things will be under ConCalPod soon. Not everything. Some stuff I legitimately can't change. But what I can change will switch over to ConCalPod probably just before RTX. Because
that's a great time to do that.
Well, I ordered new promo cards. I vetted them with Justin, our creative director, looked them over, made sure they were good, and then I ordered them, got the shipping notification. He said, actually, you should make this change.
Nice. Don't you love that? You go for the final, okay, you're like, hey, this is the final draft. I'm sending this off in the morning. Anything? No, man, it looks great. Cool. Final draft. Just making sure you know. 2 hours later. Hey, I was thinking.
Yeah.
You should change some stuff. Hey, are you gonna have t-shirts with the new logo?
Uh-huh.
I want one.
Yeah, you're getting one, don't worry.
Yes.
No, I'm bringing
this. I'm so good.
I work for a promo place, so I'm talking to my boss about seeing how many shirts I can get made up. Just direct message me with your shirt size. I was already going to ask you about that in a week or something.
Yes, I'm so hyped.
I'm so disappointed that I can't go to RTX this year. Like, we've had so many good guests in the past 2.5, 3 months, and I'm so sad that I don't get to meet all you guys.
Yeah, no, it's awful, but
even though I'm going to be at the happiest place on earth.
Yeah, you're going to be at Disney, so fuck off.
You're gonna go to Disney World. You'll be fine.
But
I will be
so high on Mickey Mouse drinks and Minnie Mouse chicken nuggets. You don't even know what'll happen to you.
You don't even know. You're gonna eat some of those pretzels. You're gonna have some of the Mickey Mouse pretzels. They're gonna be delicious. And you're gonna get the turkey leg, and you're gonna have a wonderful time.
Josh suddenly turned into a woman named Esther who lives upstairs and talks like she smoked for 25 years.
Oh my god.
I'd never thought of Esther as a name for her.
God.
We've used Ethel, we've used
Gertie.
Gertie is the one we tend to hit a lot.
Well, Gertie is yours, yeah. But I'm literally having my wife is actually comically shaking her fist. I mean, it's not comical. So
Oh really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That means you stop doing your silly video game podcast and you come here right now.
Yes, that's exactly what that means. So, again, thank you all for joining us. We love you. We look forward to seeing you next week, or rather next weekend as we talk about E3. Get hyped. And until then, we bid you good sign off.
Bye guys!